Postpartum weight loss is a hot topic for anyone who's just had a baby. And of course, after having a baby, you want to do whatever you can to shed the weight as fast as possible. And this is actually a good thing, especially if you're wanting to have more babies in the future. It's important to get back to your pre-pregnancy weight before getting pregnant again so you don't have complications during your next pregnancy. Women who start out a pregnancy obese have a higher chance of developing certain complications. Maybe you already had type 2 diabetes. You're at higher risk for gestational diabetes if you didn't have type 2. Maybe you have chronic high blood pressure or are more likely to develop preeclampsia. And miscarriages are also more common for women who are obese. And so these are all great reasons to get back to your pre-pregnant self before getting pregnant again. The amount of weight that you should gain before pregnancy is dependent on how much you weighed before you got pregnant. So a woman who is of a normal body mass index or BMI should gain about 25 to 35 pounds. If you're overweight, then you may only gain like 15 to 25 pounds. And if you're obese, then your doctor may want you to gain no more than 10 pounds during the pregnancy. It is important to gain the appropriate amount during pregnancy. It's hard to sit there and watch the scale go up, but those fat stores are used to help your body make good milk for your baby after you've delivered. Milk production is not just based on what you're eating at the time when you're feeding your baby. It's based on what you're able to store during pregnancy. So it's important to gain those stores, but just the right amount. A lot of women think that it's a good idea to eat for two during pregnancy, and then they're just going to go on a massive crash diet after they've had their baby, exercise like a fiend, and look like their pre-pregnant selves 2 months later. I mean, all the stars in Hollywood make it look easy, but it's definitely not, and that those aren't realistic expectations, and there's all sorts of flaws in that plan. First of all, during pregnancy, you only need 200 to 300 extra calories a day, and this requirement doesn't even start until in the second trimester. And then after you've had a baby, if you're exclusively breastfeeding, you actually need 400 to 500 extra calories a day, so the requirement is higher afterwards. And your body's pretty sensitive to what you eat and drink after you've had the baby. You're essentially putting in your entire milk order for your baby's breastfeeding experience during the first 6 to 8 weeks of your baby's life. So if you're not eating enough or drinking enough, then it may affect your milk supply. So you can't go on a massive crash diet. The calories that you eat should count, though. It's not a good excuse to eat 2 extra donuts. And so fill your body full of good nutrition. That can help with weight loss, too. So eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, low-fat dairy, healthy fats, and eat sweets sparingly. You may also find greater success if you eat smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day, and make sure that you eat a healthy carbohydrate and a lean protein with every meal and snack. This will help keep you fuller until the next time you eat and help to keep your blood sugar levels even, because the problems happen when our blood sugar falls, we're starving. So we eat tons of sugar and then it falls again. If you can keep your blood sugar even, that's also conducive to good, healthy weight loss. Exercise, of course, is another very important part of the puzzle. Exercise is so good for you whether you're trying to lose weight or not. It's good for your heart, your lungs, muscles, bones. There's so many reasons to exercise. Exercise burns calories and fat, but it also builds lean muscle. And lean muscle mass is important because that actually raises your metabolism so that you burn more calories when you're at rest. So it's a win-win. After having a baby, you need to let your body heal, though. It requires time, and in the case of a vaginal delivery, it's usually about 6 weeks, and for a C-section, it's about 8. So you need to talk with your doctor first, and then they'll give you the green light. Once they've given you the green light, you can start exercising. But in the meantime, it doesn't mean that you should sit on the couch and just be a couch potato. Moving around is going to help you too. Activities like walking are great, but avoid purposefully increasing your heart rate for sustained periods of time or lifting weights, because that will prevent your body from healing properly, and it can prolong the amount of time it takes for your body to heal. After you've had a vaginal delivery, though, you can try to strengthen your core again by starting mild crunches 1 to 2 weeks after delivery. Don't do this after a C-section, though, until your doctor has talked to you and said it's okay. And again, this will probably be about 8 weeks. You did have abdominal wall surgery, so you definitely want to let all of that heal before you start doing those things. A lot of people want to know how much they should exercise, and the American Heart Association recommends that you get moderately intense cardiovascular exercise for 30 minutes on at least 5 days of the week, so that's about 150 minutes a week, or a vigorous cardiovascular exercise for at least a half hour on 3 days of the week, and also intermingle it with a strength training program. So like lifting weights on 2 to 3 days in combination with cardiovascular exercise is really good for your body and will also help you shed those extra pounds. Common excuses for not exercising include I don't have time or I hate running, and there are lots of different things you can do besides running. Make sure you pick an activity that you like doing so that you're motivated to do it. And when it comes to not having time or not having the energy, you definitely may not feel like it on some days. You've been up all night with your baby, you're just exhausted, but if you make time for yourself and exercise, do it for yourself, you will actually have more energy, you'll have more confidence, and you'll feel better overall. Do it when your baby naps, or join a Mommy and Me exercise program where you involve your baby. And also do it with family and friends because it really helps be motivated together. Breastfeeding can also help you shed those extra pounds. Remember, your body put on those extra stores to help you make good milk for your baby. Studies have shown that exclusively breastfeeding mothers are able to lose the weight slightly faster than women who are formula feeding. So again, it's a win-win for you and your baby if you nurse. Most importantly, remember that you need to be realistic about your goals and the amount of time it's going to take to shed those extra pounds. Again, Hollywood makes it look so easy and it can happen overnight, but they may have trainers and they have people watching their kids and making meals for them, and it's their job to get back to their pre-pregnancy weight, but it's your job to be a mom and you have a lot of other responsibilities too, so be realistic about it. Realize that healthy weight loss goals usually, the target is about a pound per week. And so if you're not losing weight faster than that, that's okay. That's a healthy way to lose it. It took you 9 months to put it on, and it can take you several months to get it off. And that's okay. If you have more questions for me in the future, please feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.